podcast dedicated to the lore, legends, and myths surrounding the creatures that may lurk in your backyard. My name's Hewitt.
I'm Chris.
How you doing, man?
I finally did it. I ordered from Timo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mazel Tov.
Yeah. But no, I decided like I was going between either getting a new gym membership or just setting something up at the house. And Ruby made a good point. Is when I'm at home and after I do my chores, I don't want to fucking leave the house. And usually I want to be able to, make sure people have food before I do anything. So usually when I get home, I just, cook and do all that. So I was like, okay, I'll just set up some basic gym equipment. I didn't get anything like I didn't get like one of the machines. I don't know if I would trust it.
You're not going to get a press machine or anything like that.
Yeah, I got some like basic weights and a bench.
Yeah,
gonna see how it works.
It should be okay. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be small.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem with the bench that I'm scared of.
It's going to be short. I'm going to go ahead and let you know.
And it even had an advertisement where it's like, it extends for taller people. It's like, okay, so it goes from 5'5" to 5'7". Is that what I'm...
Well, I mean, it's like I got a tent that says it's 6 foot. My heels are in one corner and my head's in the other corner diagonally. So they measured it apparently...
very precisely.
No, they measured it like a TV.
Right.
But they meant like the way they advertise is 6 foot across at the front.
Oh.
It's not, because I'm not quite 6 foot. So it's like many individuals on dating apps that are 5'9", but they say.
Yeah. I'm 5'11" and a half. No. But no, for real, being 6'4", it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. But no, I mean, I'm more excited just about, setting up a little home gym, get that started.
That'll be good.
Outside of that, just the last 2 weeks of from just everything.
Yeah, the storm.
Work.
The news cycle.
And I have jury duty.
Fun.
Jury selection right now. I had to call the place and they were like, "Nah, the storm didn't do it. Didn't cancel it."
Lord.
We still got
M got out of it.
Was she selected, but then was...
No, they didn't even do the selection. Like, they just went, no, none of y'all need to come in.
Okay, so they settled in a different way, or...
I guess so. I might have to tell her, like, hey, contact the courts, because my uncle went to the courts for jury duty, and they weren't open.
Right.
And then he had a bench warrant out for him because he didn't show up to jury duty.
I might also call and double check, because the mail says... make sure to check after 4:30. I called it like 1:30.
Yeah.
And it had the automated message, obviously, but...
It's so dumb because they close before you can get a hold of a person with the system. But, talking about exercise, where's a great place you can go to exercise for free?
National parks, really.
Yeah, a park. I'm not talking about a national park. I got City Park in New Orleans.
City Park so we're doing more New Orleans. I like this.
I got a lot of New Orleans that I've researched recently.
Do they have like calisthenics there or something?
You can. Now, let me give you a description of the park. The park currently takes up 1,300 square acres of public land in New Orleans. It is 1 mile wide and 3 miles long, making it one of the largest parks in the United States. It is twice the size of Central Park in New York.
That's big, actually.
Yeah, it is. Like, there's a couple city parks that are bigger, but they're further out west, I believe. Now, it is admin by the City Park Improvement and Parkway Department. It is self-sufficient through fees and donations from the clubship membership. And it has the largest collection of live oaks in the world.
So it's just a bunch of, like, scary-looking trees.
Yep.
Reaching on out.
Now,
I shouldn't disparage the live oak. I like live oaks.
I do. We've had to deal with live oaks with the freeze coming through recently, though.
Exploding trees, all fun.
Yep. But let's give you some history of this. Now, the area that the park is in is along Bayou St. John. It was originally inhabited by the Homa and the Chaptoolis Indians. They used the bayou as a transport between Lake Pontchartrain and the Mississippi River. Because Bayou St. John used to extend much further than it does today. Because today it's been put into mostly the New Orleans irrigation and drainage system. To tell you how far it used to go, you could get to the Central Business District, Treme, and even into Carrollton, which is an uptown today.
Right.
So you could literally almost get to the Mississippi River from tributaries to Bayou St. John. Now, the tribe showed Iberville the bayou as a way to move quickly between the two bodies of water, and he went, I like this place. Yes. It's called Bayou St. John. They're like, yeah, okay, we call it this.
They're like, no. We can't have it a Native American name in Louisiana.
Now, also, another reason that it is smaller, Hurricane Katrina changed the landscape in New Orleans, which meant some of the stuff that used to flow into it no longer flows into it because of the way everything got shifted.
Didn't Hurricane Katrina, shift some, creeks? Or...
It did. There is a wave that rolled up the Mississippi almost to Baton Rouge when the storm surge hit.
That's big.
It's very frightening when the largest river in your country decides to go backwards for a second.
Yeah. Not fun.
No. Now, the area was bought by the Allard family in the 1700s. Other families had plantations in the area as well on the current grounds. Kaylee Ann Dutra, in her thesis on the subject of slavery along Bayou St. John, said while they were listed as plantations, most did not have the iconic homes on the property, but were secondary or tertiary holdings of wealthy families that lived in the city. So they were more like forced labor camps with smaller buildings and fields.
So for the rich people that own it, were they just summer homes or something?
Not even summer homes. They owned the land and they had a plantation there.
Right.
But you're like, oh, the August Manor. No, it was literally like a place for the walk-in boss to live and the overseers to live.
Oh, okay.
And then it's literally just a field with fencing.
So literally just the bare minimum needed to run the plantation.
Right. Because remember, think about La Laurie. They had 4 or 5 plantations in and around New Orleans. 3 of those had houses. The rest of them were fields. So, where the modern day La Laurie house sits on the side of the old one, even when the old one was there, it was in city. They weren't growing stuff on property.
Right.
So it was in the areas in the 9th Ward and Carrollton and then out in Bayou St. John as well. And off of Rampart Street that they had fields where people were working.
I guess, if you think about it, it doesn't really make sense for, the owner of the plantation to always be at the site.
Well, think about when we talked about Homa House. They had stuff in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. And not all of those had the big august. Now, in the late 1700s, the area was connected to New Orleans by the Old Basin Canal. This is today the Lafitte Greenway.
That's a cool name.
It's a park. Due to their location on the major waterway, there was a high runaway rate on any plantation in what is now City Park. In fact, a few fled New Orleans and managed to become free people of color.
Oh, that's cool.
Some of them also ended up in Orleans Parish Prison.
We won't get into that.
We won't go over that one again. That one...
this is supposed to be the palate cleanser for that one.
I told you mostly a palate cleanser.
Oh, most.
Now, in 1781, Catalina, Carlotta, and Maria Luisa argued in court that they should be freed due to their late owner's will. All 3 could read and understood the Louisiana, Spanish, and French legal code to be emancipated. They won the court case, but it resulted in some new laws.
So they won it so good, they're like, we can't have these people of color.
Yeah, we can't have these slaves learning to read. But what happened is their owner died, and her brother came in and tried to sell them. But when the owner died, she said, all my slaves are free when I die.
And then, the slave
And the slaves were like, I read the damn will. Like, I seen it.
I was like, a little bit of, they're like that, pointing at the
Sir,
paper.
Sir.
You see this? You see this? This is your mother's handwriting.
Now, most of these places were used to harvest cypress lumber, make brick, raise cattle, and farm indigo. In the early 1800s, the site became popular for duels to be fought as it was outside city limits, but not too far for everybody.
It's so crazy that, like, at one point in time, we had dueling walls.
Hey, here's a returning face. William C.C.
Oh.
was Claiborne's private secretary and brother-in-law, was killed in a duel on the site in 1805. Mr. Claiborne, who you've mentioned and I've mentioned.
Yeah.
So apparently his whole family was just like, we dueling. But he got injured. His brother-in-law got killed. They weren't really...
Not the best at the sport.
Or maybe they just were playing better. They were going against better guys.
Maybe.
Like, this dude had a scope, and he's like, what the fuck? Ah!
I'm just thinking of the meme, or not the meme, but the video from Whitest Kids You Know, where it's like the British soldiers that are just sitting there, get in formation, and then the Americans are just popping them off.
Yeah. In 1829, Louis Allard and his sister Lisa mortgaged the plantation along with the enslaved people for $27,500. I'm not doing the calculator. In 1845, they lapsed on the mortgage payment, and John McDonough, that McDonough, took ownership for about $40,000 or $40,500. In 1854, McDonough gave 100 acres to the city in his will, but also left that same 100 acres to the city of Baltimore.
That Baltimore's pretty far away from...
But he liked Baltimore, so he willed them both this land.
Okay.
Probably thinking the city would sell it and then split the profits. 1859, the matter of the deed to the McDonough land was settled. New Orleans took full custody, money changed hands, and the Allard tract became a park. Now, so it was officially established as a park in 1854, making it one of the oldest city parks in the country.
Oh, that's nice. That's cool. I like a little bit of history that,
It's neat to know that, because, like, hey, it's one of the oldest parks in the country. Nice.
Yeah, it's like...
Its history sucks, but nice.
It's like Lafitte's blacksmith shop. We don't know if it was a blacksmith, but it was one of the oldest buildings.
Still a cool building.
Yeah, it's still a cool building.
Now, it was officially listed, or had its name changed to City Park in 1891 with the creation of the City Park Improvement Association. Now, in 1897, it got its first carousel that was powered by mules. So mules would be walking around the outside, making sure that it could turn. This was quickly followed by a miniature train, the original racetrack that used to be on the site, that eventually closed down and moved to Metairie, and then got closed down, and the Metairie racetrack is now the cemetery.
That's a history right there.
Watch Louisiana Dread, man. He did a drone shot of it. The cemetery is still set up around the track layout. Like, where you can walk is the horse track.
That's kind of cool, though.
It's a little neat, right?
I like that.
So, yeah, and other attractions. 1911, they opened up what would become known as the New Orleans Art Museum.
Okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but just thinking about that makes me think about the fact that, like, okay, you know how, like, all these corporations and everything want to have, like, these gray buildings that don't really, like, isn't it just so much more interesting when you can, like, hear about a location and just hear, like, the history of that location, or maybe even see an imprint of its
and it seems
history.
Cool. Yeah. Versus McDonald's being a depressed middle-aged man now.
Yeah. It's just like you know what, like, on a lesser extent, it is kind of fun to see, like, what people do with, like, an old Pizza Hut or an old McDonald's, for instance, because it's like, oh, that was the old McDonald's, but now it's like a gun shop, or it's a It's like a completely different restaurant.
Bam, 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 bam. Loving it. No. 1915, the statue of Beauregard was built at the entrance to the park, the main entrance. It was taken down in 2017. The controversy with that is because, one, Beauregard was a Confederate general. He was the one that pretty much, you could argue, started the war by attacking Fort Sumter. But also he became a civil rights activist when he came back to New Orleans. Like he actually said, like, hey, look, they're free. Respect them. They have rights. Respect it.
So, it's just like civil rights activist in the most technical sense, in the sense that he advocated.
They are humans and they have rights. Yes.
So he was still like slinging the N-word.
Oh, he was probably dropping the hard ER, saying that these hard ER have rights and you need to not disrespect them.
Okay. Cool.
So a lot of people were trying to claim that when the statue was taken down, you're taking away this civil rights statue. It's like the statue was not erected
because of
civil rights work. It was
the Sisters of Confederacy that,
I think so.
Yeah.
Also, it wasn't raised because he worked for the Louisiana Lottery either, which was the biggest Ponzi scam in the state of Louisiana till Huey Long. Man, they got people from like, you know how there's like the Nigerian prince scam from when we were kids?
Right.
That was the Louisiana Lottery in the late early 1900s.
I mean, if there's, outside of like Cajun and Creole culture, scamming and corrupt politicians is like baked in our blood.
A little bit. By 1927, 900 acres had been added and a new electric carousel had been added.
Nice.
Replacing the mule-driven. 1930s, they expanded again with Works Progress Administration funds, so WPA funds. Plumbing and bathrooms were installed that lasted until Katrina. So that WPA bathroom facility lasted until Katrina destroyed the plumbing.
Yeah. On one end, you have like the Orleans prison barely standing 30 years, and then the
shitter lasted in the park so long.
I mean, and that's how you know it's great. It's great construction because it's a fucking shitter. Public one at that.
That survived. 1937, the park stadium, now known as Tad Gormley Stadium, was built for local sporting events. So a lot of the local high schools play in the stadium in City Park. 95% of the stadium was flooded during Hurricane Katrina, and it took $43 million in damage.
That's a lot of dollars.
Yeah, that's a lot to just the stadium.
Yeah, I figured the entire park was a pretty penny.
Now, features. It has the old casino building that was originally connected kind of to the horse gambling, is now Cafe Du Monde in the park. Tad Gormley Stadium that I just mentioned. Storyland, which is a kid's storybook park that we took Vincent 2 years ago. Like, I remember as a kid going to it and it being terrifying because it was run the fuck down. Then we went and it was great. Like, he loved it. Like, it's got Pinocchio, Little Miss Moffat, the Three Little Pigs.
There's a lot of stuff post-Katrina that they were like, you know what, we could probably
make this not scary.
We could fix this up a bit. That's like goes through the entire town. Like if you look at pictures from the 90s or like before Katrina, there's like some really rundown and skeevy parts of New Orleans, and then post Katrina is like looking nice. That I mean, I guess that's one thing you can say about Katrina
is we did have to clean up the city. Also, Carousel Gardens and Park, which is an amusement park with a bunch of little flat rides. The carousel, a small roller coaster, like almost a minute long, or not a minute, like maybe a 30-40 second long roller coaster, steel fabricated. The train is still there and will take you around a large section of the park. There's 4 18-hole golf courses and the New Orleans Botanical Gardens and Sculpture Garden.
The least interesting part is the golf courses.
Yeah, but they're preserving the land at least. I mean, they're preventing developers from putting apartments on it.
Fair, I mean, but like I don't know.
Also, most of the stuff in the park is free or cheap.
I mean, that's good.
Like I think it was like $12 for me, Emily, and Vincent to go into Storybook Land.
Yeah, I mean, I just have a personal bias against golf courses. Yeah,
you used to live next to one.
I used to live next to one. I just think it's also a waste of land.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're going to do anything with it, like, do what they're doing over in West Monroe, Thailand.
And turning it into a neighborhood.
Well, it's not being turned into a neighborhood. It's like, has a park in it.
Oh. Well, I mean, the front half has, like, houses and stuff.
Yeah, there's, like, a front portion, Trenton Street. Gotta bleep that. I mean, neither of us live there, so it doesn't matter. Mommy. No, they have, like, the little gated community that's very tiny, but the rest of it is like in between it is like this huge park area, and then like on the street area is like some businesses, which I'm fine with that. Like I always feel like golf courses, outside of just the bougie nature of golf itself, is just, it feels like you could do so much with that land if you don't even develop it. Like I like the idea of just having like a national park somewhere where you have trails and
just let the land be land.
Just let the land be land. Yeah.
Now, the thing that got me looking into City Park is actually the Singing Oak, because so many people like, oh, the Singing Oak, the Singing Oak, Singing Oak. I'm like, cool, but no one ever said what it was. So I looked at what it is, and I didn't get a lot of information. It's just a really cool site in the park. It is a wind chime tree. It is a 125-year-old live oak near the art museum with 7 wind chimes in it. They are tuned to a soul song. I can't remember which one because I didn't write it down. One of the wind chimes is over 14 feet long, and when the wind blows, the whole tree is an orchestra, is the description that a lot of people gave. And they have benches around it so you can just sit down and listen.
Would they have to take them down if there's like hurricanes?
Yeah, they take them down whenever there's anything serious, or they repair them. But I just thought it's cool because it's like a vibe location.
Yeah, like, but you see, I think that's even better than golf courses. Not to go back to golf courses, but if you're going to have just like a place where you can vibe.
This is your hate boner for this episode, is golf courses.
I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of golf, and I'm not a fan of golf courses. Like, I'll even extend that to, like, disc golf. Like, I know, come at me, my hot take. Like, at least with, like, disc golf, there's a lot of places where they, like, incorporate
the landscape.
Yeah, it's not, like, clearing out entire fields to put grass there. Or, like, artificial sand lots and shit. Like,
giant litter boxes.
Yeah, that... Okay, I'll stop.
Now, again, since we are ostensibly a supernatural podcast, there's ghosts in the park.
I like ghosts.
So, the first one is known as Moaning Lisa or Mona Lisa, depending on who you ask. So, she grew up in what is known as the McFadden Mansion, now the Christian Brothers School, which is also on the site. She fell in love with a sailor.
Oh, a sailor?
Yep. Now, either she drowned herself because her father forbid her from seeing this sailor, or he cheated on her and she drowned herself.
That's not good.
So she threw herself into one of the lakes that's on the property that are basically sloughs off of Bayou St. John. Which I think I added Bayou St. John to the list because just Bayou St. John itself has so much additional weird... not just that, weirdness. Like, I got some of it here, but I didn't get all of it. Now, there was a statue erected near where she died, and it became a spot for couples to make out underneath the live oaks when nobody could see them because the boughs have bent so low that you and your boo could just hide and scoodly-doo. The statue at one point was apparently hit by a couple that were canoodling and released the parking brake. This made her mad. So people have reported a misty moan or crying spirit that'll come up and stand by your car window while you snogging, or have seen her walking through the little inlets and sloughs through the park.
So she just likes to watch?
She tries to scare you. I guess it's like, I didn't get to fuck my dude, so fuck you.
Is that...
Now, I do have a story connected to Mona Lisa. when Cedric and Evie were still in New Orleans doing ghost tours, I went on one. And they stopped in the park. Cedric told his whole spiel of this one that, I'll be honest, my opinion on Mona Lisa is it's a urban legend.
I mean, it's pretty by the numbers, like, urban legend based around, like, snogging in a car.
Yeah, pretty much. It like when we do Goat Man.
Yeah, or Hook Man.
Or the Hook Man, or
I think that
the Bunny Man.
Or the big-headed boys, what are they called? Fuck.
Melonheads.
Melonheads.
So, I mean, there's a whole lot of don't go fucking out there, kids. There's a weird monster that's either going to watch you and be like,
what you doing in there?
Lift your leg, I need a better view. Or, I'm going to kill you.
I'm just going to kill you.
Anyway, but Cedric did the tour, and I'm standing by him because there were 3 drunk Marines and their girlfriends, wives, fiancés. And there was a couple other folks that were kind of drunk. It's one of those, I'm on a midnight ghost tour and I'm sober in New Orleans talking to the tour guide who's my friend. And I was like, Cedric, how much of that story is true? Well, the story's been around forever, so the story itself is real. But he says, I've seen weird shit out here, man, and it might be her, it might not. And at that time, one guy's like, Mona Lisa, and one of the Marines face planted into the slough. And when I say it's nasty, like doo-doo mud at the bottom, this dude came up, just coated, and it smelled bad. And he's like, I think she grabbed me. I think she grabbed me. I didn't just fall in.
So it was just, this dude was covered in like that dark brown to black, just stank.
The stuff that's like the Louisiana version of peat, if it was flammable.
Yeah.
Right, mostly decayed plant matter.
So, and he said that
she must have grabbed me. And I'm like, Pip.
You might be drunk, sir.
I knew he was drunk. They had come straight from Pat O's, which meant they had paid too much for drinks. They do got a good mint julep at Pat O's, though.
You can find a mint julep.
Mint juleps are good. They have a decent Sazerac, too, but if you go to Pat O's, you're paying because it's a touristy spot. There's the Dueling Oaks. Now, it was a pair of oaks that were famous for people going out to duel because it looked like the oak trees were facing off with the way their limbs grew. Katrina killed one.
Aw. Rest in peace.
Yeah, well over 50 duels were recorded, and there were more unofficials. 10 were scheduled on one Sunday in 1839. Like, these bitches had a schedule. I can fit you in at 1 p.m. underneath the Dueling Oaks. 1 p.m. doesn't work for me. What about 5? Oh, 5, there's an appointment.
It is so crazy. You know what? Here might be a hot take. We should bring back dueling.
No.
Just so, like, the dumbest people.
Well, you also realize with dueling, you challenge them, they pick the weapons and where.
Yeah. That's fine. They can go do that.
You're not.
I'm not.
Duels were held with swords and guns. One was shotguns. That was a duel to who it may concern, not to a personal one individual. I don't think. I
cannot imagine. Like, are we talking? Okay, we're talking about early shotguns.
We're talking pre 1850 shotgun. No, dude, this is just loose packed pellets on top of a powder charge.
So they didn't even have the capsule in the bag.
No, this is pre 1850s. There was
That's
no.
True. So they would have to preload the gun. So would they just like lift the gun from the?
I have no clue. It just said one of these duels was fought with a shotgun, and I'm like, that's just everyone in an area. Like,
okay,
get the fuck off to the side.
Here's a question: like, if everybody missed with a gun in a duel, do they just do it again?
Sometimes, but also it'd be like, you've both shown how brave you are. Let's all go home. Like Alexander Hamilton, when he got shot by Burr, Hamilton shot his shot straight up, or shot it, up and off, because he's like, I'm not actually going to shoot you. He was doing like the honorable thing. And it's also what got his oldest son killed, was doing the exact same thing. Like, I showed up, I'm doing this, I think it's fucking stupid, and Burr fucking shot him in the chest. Like, Burr was terrified because Hamilton was actually known to be a sharpshooter during the Revolution.
So Hamilton could
probably would have smoked his ass if he wanted. Now, people have seen ghosts in colonial and Victorian fashion with guns and sabers.
That's cool.
A lot of people say that the leaves go red on the eve of one of the most famous duels. However, this duel was apparently fought at the first day of fall. Also, a lot of people report yelling and gunshots near the last surviving dueling oak, and I'm like,
so like
it's New Orleans.
Yeah,
I know like there's some very high end stuff near the park, and there's also some not so high end stuff near the park, but it is
still in the city.
It's New Orleans, and like I'll be honest, I've been sleeping in a nice hotel on Canal Street or in Uptown, and still heard. Oh God, we're from Louisiana, and like 90% of it, if we hear a gunshot at night, we're like, wasn't close, and then we roll over.
Like literally, that happened within the last. I don't know if the last year or when. Like I was in my house, I heard gunshots, woke me up. It's like, was that gunshots? Fuck it. Go to bed.
Well, I mean, there's one of my neighbors on the street behind me will randomly shoot his gun to lower property values. Because someone will report it. And if you have so many police reports about your area, property taxes go down. So low-key, that dude might be one of my heroes. Now, ghost boats. Several reports of seeing spectral barges or small paddle wheel boats on Bayou St. John. Some even say they see them hitting a bridge and then disappearing. And at one point, there was a riverboat that hit the bridge because the bridge was not lifted at the time. So people think that they're seeing a stone tape of that paddle wheeler crashing into the old bridge, even though it's not there's a new bridge there now.
Yeah. So like the old bridge was there, they just rebuilt it.
Well, they built a new one, a pedestrian bridge, or there's a couple roads that go through the park. Ghost crash near the park on the Esplanade. Some reports have people hearing a car crash when the road is completely empty. In 2000, there was a crash that resulted in a car going into the bayou. Both the passenger and the driver died. So they think that it might be a stone tape of that. Because, like, literally, I watched one of the videos on TikTok, and someone could have edited it, I know. But you're watching a nearly empty street, and then you hear a tire squeal crash, and there's...
Yeah, there's nothing there, so...
Bloody Mary Lagoon. This one's 100% a urban legend to me. She appears near the Magnolia Bridge. Or sorry, I got ahead. The first bullet point. This one's full of bull. Near one of the lakes in the park, different sources on which lake it is, different spots. Mary was murdered and her body was thrown in the lagoon, and she will appear if you say her name 3 times.
Okay, so that's just Bloody Mary.
Mary Laveau. Or Marie Laveau. Sorry, Marie Laveau. I think that's why I screwed it up on my typo here. Appears near the Magnolia Bridge. She did ceremonies on this spot when it was plantations. So free people of color and slaves would meet her there, and she would do her rituals and her ceremonies on Bayou St. John.
Seems appropriate.
People have reported seeing a light-skinned woman in white walking the area, but you can see through her. Now, this one's really cool. They still have a celebration tour on this spot every June 23rd.
Just like...
They have a little thing.
For June 23rd, what would that...
I'd have to double check. I don't think it's her birthday, but it is a voodoo or voodoo ritual and ceremony. The woman in white, because what is anything without a woman in white? Similar to Mona Lisa, a young Creole woman was engaged to a boat captain. She watched his boat capsize, and he was pulled into the wheel. She ran into the bayou to save him, but she couldn't swim and drowned. Okay, this is the reason I have trouble with that story. I find it really hard that anybody in the state of Louisiana that has lived there their whole life, especially New Orleans, don't know how to swim. Now, if you told me she didn't know how to swim in the big old poofy-ass dress she had.
Well, that's another thing. I mean, was this on the day of their wedding, so she had the poofy-ass dress?
Well, she probably just had the poofy-ass dress because it was... Like, you realize that those big hoop skirts like that actually suck air.
Like, I'm considering, like when you say the woman in white, I'm assuming wedding dress.
No, there are some versions where he was coming down on the day before their wedding.
It was just the most upper middle class white person wedding that went wrong.
Yeah.
It's like those gender reveal parties you see online where they accidentally set fire to their house because they want to do fireworks.
Yeah.
To tell you that the baby's a girl.
Yeah. Now, thing is that you can see a woman wearing a white dress walking up and down the bank or walking up and down the sidewalk on the park side of Bayou St. John, and she will vanish. Like, there are a number of people who have reported seeing what looked like a tan woman with dark hair and a white dress walking towards them. They're like, oh, maybe she's a colonial. And then they're like, poof. And they'll be like, I'm getting the out of here. Get out while the getting's good. That was a whole ass ghost. Another one that's really weird is time slips.
Okay, that's more like, that's paranormal, but that's also like, there's a baby. That's also like
I think she's yelling that she pooped.
But that comes off as like X-Files-y, or like, because, you know, time slips are like one of those things they attribute to like aliens.
Right. So people have reported walking along the bayou or in the park and seeing everything around them like 100 to 150 years ago.
Oh, that kind of time slip.
Like all of a sudden you're walking through.
I'm thinking like,
you lose track of time. No. Like they're walking down and all of a sudden they're seeing plantation houses, not the park. Or Bayou St. John has like the road on the other side of Bayou St. John that's on the city side of it is houses all the way down. It's packed because it's New Orleans. So but people will look over there and see spaced out houses, like big plantation houses.
So this is less X-Files and more Haunting of Hill House.
People feel like they have time traveled. They've even had folks address them and look at them weird. Because you're still in your clothes. Someone's like, why the hell are you in your underwear, boy? We are out in public, son.
Throw the phone at them. Or are you just like, pull up an app on your phone? It's like, woo!
It's like, you just go, I am Jedediah iPhone. I now have ideas for a future business.
Mr. iPhone, how did you come up with this? Well, I saw a man, a ghost, a specter in the woods.
Throw a rectangle at me that lit up, and on the screen it said,
big titties.
Big titty goth mommy. I don't know what that is, but I made a lot of money off that phrase. It turns out several gentlemen in the upper class of this Victorian era
love big titty goth ladies.
Big titty goth mommies. God damn it. Also, will-o-wisps have been seen throughout the entire park. And
of course, fillets are pretty.
Orbs, bugs, EVPs, some of the EVPs.
I mean, the thing is with EVPs in that area is one of the reasons why
noise pollution is so high.
It was one of the things I was scared of with our EVPs. And you don't really realize
how much noise bleeds over until you listen to it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't listened to it much. I haven't had a chance to I want to do the Gothic Jail.
Well, you need to at least post the bit that's us talking in the car, mostly hating on that restaurant.
Right.
That has become a staple of the game, by the way, on the Sunday games, is hating on the Waffle Shoppy. Now, to continue with this, also, people have reported moving cold spots in the direct sun of the grassy areas of the park. Like, they'll be standing there and all of a sudden, like, it's July and you're in a grassy field with no trees over you, and all of a sudden, it goes from being like 90 to 70. And then that spot moves. Like, if you move, it follows you a little bit.
I'm okay with that if it's like...
So I wrote down, this is kind of weird because, like, there's a lot of people that, like, were weirded out by, like, these random...
Cold spots.
And
you're not talking about, like, small cold spots. You're talking about pretty substantial.
Well, one that, like, would encompass you fully and maybe the person standing next to you.
Okay.
Almost like if it was a spirit, like they walked between you.
Okay.
Also, with ghosts, there is a haunted attraction that opens up in the park most years. And I don't know anything scarier than a New Orleans parish sheriff dressed up as a zombie jumping out at you and going ooga booga. Other than if it was just the Orleans parish sheriff jumping out at you and going ooga booga.
I mean, any sort of like anyone connected to that prison probably is scarier than any ghosts in the park.
Now, that's called Ghosts in the Oaks, which is their festival. There's also Lights in the Oaks, Song in the Oaks. They have all these things with the Oaks that are celebrating the different times of the season. The park is very active for people to come out and enjoy things. Like the train gets made over for a Christmas card lane every year. It was on Samantha Brown's Places to Love on the Travel Channel. It was featured many times on NCS New Orleans. Used as inspiration for Princess Frog. It appeared in the movie Easy Rider. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button was filmed in it.
Really?
Yep. Interview with the Vampire was not filmed there, and nor was the house they used, but Louis was supposed to live out near Bayou St. John, which was way out the city at that time. Anne Rice took inspiration from several of the houses along Bayou St. John when she drew the house. Also, the series Treme had stuff there, and I could not find the episode, but Anthony Bourdain stated that he absolutely loved to go to that park after getting fucking smashed and eating a lot of seafood and pork. So he would just get slammed, get the items from food, and then go sit in City Park whenever he visited New Orleans.
Yeah, rip to a legend, by the way.
God, I miss that man. Like, I want nothing weird to come out about him, because honest to God, I do. I miss Anthony Bourdain.
We need an Anthony Bourdain now, and there's no one that can fill those shoes.
Andrew Zimmerman tried for a while. Or Andrew Zimmer.
Who's that?
The Bizarre Foods guy. I didn't realize that, like, Em and I were watching him on YouTube. He dealt with Quaalude and cocaine addiction.
Hey, he's halfway there.
Well, it's anybody that works in a kitchen.
Yeah, anyone who, like, working in a kitchen drives you mad.
Yeah, it's...
As someone who spent about 10 years working in kitchens.
Just the number of people that work in professional kitchens, like big restaurant kitchens, is like cocaine. I was like...
Yeah. When you get into the high-end shit, that's when...
Well, I mean, they like, I believe as Bourdain said, he took a bump regularly while working because he'd be working, a 12, 14-hour shift, and, halfway through, you're dog-ass tired because you're making these high-end, high-labor dishes.
Yeah, you're not just making, like...
And you can fuck up lobster so quick.
Man, I miss Anthony Bourdain.
On that note, before we go over my sources, I missed the episode of his first show when he was still on Food Network before he moved to Travel Channel. And he just got off cocaine, like he had just gotten out of rehab. And they sent him to Colombia, and they were burning that collection of drugs. And it was literally 100 yards, 15 feet high of bricks of cocaine they lit on fire. And you see Anthony Bourdain's face. That is a fucking lot of cocaine. Like, can you imagine, like, you've been clean for like 6 months, and you are now literally watching the biggest collection of powder that you have ever seen in your life go up in flames. You're like...
The nose bleeds a little bit.
You're having to, like, grab that one hand so it doesn't reach out. Like, no.
Yeah, that's a moment where you're like, that's like a test from God. Like, just having to sit there and look at that.
So, my sources. Atlas Obscura. New Orleans City Park. Website neworleans.com, City Park. NewOrleansHistorical.org. Durata Kalian, We Won't Be Silent Anymore, Enslaved People Stories, Symbolic Reparations for New Orleans City Park. I have it in the shared drive. I actually downloaded the whole book, or the dissertation. So if you want to read it, it's really cool.
I might check that out.
MyNewOrleans.com, Louisiana Dread, Herb X plus YouTube. He did the Bloody Mary. And Waterline Chronicles, The Haunting of the Bayou of St. John. I'm going to say this. I hated the last one we recorded. I love this one.
This one is nice. I like a good place with some history and maybe a little bit of spookiness. I mean, it's one of those places where you hear the stories, you're like, yeah, you've heard stories like that like a million times. But I do like the fact that it seems like a chill place to go. I would actually like to go to the Live Oak and see it sing.
I really just want to go back to New Orleans again, but again, I could not take you to New Orleans as I have done for like birthday gifts in the past of like doing haunted stuff.
Right.
Because my wife would legitimately hit me if I took you to New Orleans and did not take her or the kids.
I mean, I would have to take Ruby as well.
Ruby would probably kill you if you went to New Orleans without her.
Like, she does not like driving in New Orleans.
Thing is New Orleans is oddly walkable in large sections.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we walked around the French Quarter last time we were there, which is, oh my God, it's been years.
I mean, the French Quarter is incredibly walkable, but you can get the trolley cart and go all the way out to City Park, down Canal. If you catch the St. Charles and go out to Audubon, Uptown's walkable. Yeah. The problem is, it's just there's large sections between the walkable ones that I really would not want to. Because it'd be like walking here. There's not a sidewalk there. Or there's going to be people on their bougie porch going, who the fuck is this peasant?
Which means we should have walkable cities. But anyway, we are Backwoods Obscura. We release every Tuesday. Sometimes we're on social media. Not really. One day we'll figure that out.
One day he will actually let me have access to the Instagram and YouTube.
But outside of that, we are Team Bonus Action.
Team Bonus Action is a group of friends who like to play D&D, other tabletop games, and play video games online sometimes. All of our members have their own channels as well and occasionally play, like our friend Nasa does. She plays every day of the week. Right now, we are loosely affiliated with the Trevor Project, so if you could help try to, or if you could donate and help unhomed and homeless trans youth, we would greatly appreciate it because they need more love than ever right now.
And with that, I hope you have a good day or night or whatever time it is over there.
Now I want a fucking plate of red beans and rice.
Oh my God. Red beans and rice is so fucking good.
But it makes you fat.